Hello guys, welcome to the DMS Online School. If you are new to this platform, you are most welcome. This is the DMS Online School platform which offers extra online tuitions to those who may be interested in online tuitions. Okay, so if you are new to this platform, you are highly welcome, and you may consider following, liking, and also you may consider subscribing so that you can get more of future lessons that we usually post on this platform, either on YouTube, either on Facebook or TikTok. Okay, so with me here as the DMS Online School, I have a 2025 past paper for Science Paper 1 GCE. Okay, so this is a 2025 past paper for Science Paper 1 GCE. Now, the main point or the main objective for making this video is just to emphasize how science somehow can be easy, and the reason why most of the GCE candidates find it very hard to pass, and maybe in this year's GCE examination, maybe many of them actually failed it. Okay, so I want to bring it to your attention that, guys, science is not a very difficult subject which can make you fail one time, two times, three times, and so forth and so on. If you had failed the first time, you cannot fail it the second time. If you fail it the second time, then you are one of those who is fond of making these mistakes that I'm going to talk about in this video. One of the first mistakes, or the many mistakes which GCE candidates make, especially when they enter for their examinations, is number one, not to attend lessons. They don't attend lessons. So not to attend lessons. Okay, so for instance, if you had failed your science examinations on the first attempt, then on the second attempt you need to learn so that you identify concepts which you did not understand very well, which could have caused you to fail that first examination for science which you failed. Okay, so the best and the wisest thing that you can do is to ensure that you do what? You attend lessons. Okay, but wait a minute, I understand some of you will say, because these days I work or I'm busy. Don't worry, the world has already moved on and it has advanced in technology. We are no longer living in the previous years we used to live in with little technology. In these years we are in, technology has advanced and information has actually also advanced and increased. So if you talk of lessons, I'm already mentioning to say this is the DMS online school. Online. It is actually specifically meant to offer extra online tuitions, either for grade 12 internals or grade 12 GCE candidates. Okay? For most of the subjects, we offer like science, mathematics, biology, English, RE, civic education. These are the subjects that we offer. For instance, I'm just mentioning them for you to know that such online platform like these exist. So there's no way you can have an excuse to say you have a busy schedule, you don't have time to attend physical tuitions. And this is what I'm saying. There are already online platforms that offer extra tuitions in Zambia, which you can attend online at your own free time and then go through. So you make mistakes of not attending lessons. Not to attend lesson is the first mistake that you make, which makes you to fail. And when you fail, you remain with a wrong mentality in your brain to say science is hard, and you go on to convince others who may foolishly as well believe in you to say science is hard, when in fact one mistake that you made of not attending the lessons made you to fail that science, and then made you to have a wrong belief on science to say science is hard. Not true. So failure to attend lessons is one of the first cause of many casualties as far as failing GCE exams are concerned for science. Then the second one is late starting. Okay, late beginning or starting of online lesson. So you begin late attending, okay, of online lessons or any lessons. You begin attending lessons when it is late, maybe 1 month before the exam. Most of you, 1 month before the exam, 3 weeks before the exam, 2 weeks before the exam, that is when you approach any teacher to say, sir, I'm writing GCE exam this year. I need extra tuitions. I mean, you think you can grasp all the knowledge which is in grade 10, which is in grade 11, which is in grade 12, in just 3 weeks for you to go out there and pass an examination? You think those examiners that set that paper are very foolish. They can set a question that can be answered by someone who has just studied in 3 weeks. Come on, be serious about your life. Be serious about your life. They cannot waste time to set a paper that can be answered by someone who just studied in 3 weeks. The ECZ and the government and the Ministry of Education itself cannot waste money on examination setters to go and set a paper which can be answered by someone who has not been studying, who just started learning for 3 weeks. They can't do that. You have to be serious. You have to involve yourself in learning. You have to attend either physical lessons or online tuitions, whichever is convenient for you. Okay, so these are the major facts, but the other one is actually lack of studying. Some of you quite well enroll in these online tuitions or physical tuitions, and once you enroll, you begin thinking that by the virtue of you, or by the fact that you are attending those online tuitions yourself, it means that you will be able to pass, or by the fact that you're attending those physical tuitions, you will be able to pass. Why? Because your mind has a dependency syndrome on someone else. For instance, if me as an online teacher am capable to teach and show you how to solve questions, don't think that that ability I have to solve questions has automatically become yours. No, that ability, it is mine. You have to build your own so that you become like me. How do you build your own ability so that you become like me? You build your own ability to become like me through studying and practicing. When you see me solving questions, especially past paper questions on my YouTube channel, and when you just watch seeing me solving, you automatically inherit that feeling that you are the one who is able to solve like that. No, you are not the one. You have to build your own ability to do that. You have to do it through studying. You learn, you study, then you practice. Okay? So you do not study. So you need to study. And then the other one is you do not actually practice. You do not practice answering questions. Okay? So you do not practice answering questions. So if you are not practicing how to answer questions, then how are you going to build that experience and that ability in you to go in the examination to begin answering? If when you are just alone, you are free, you have a lot of time, you can't answer a question, how then do you expect yourself to go in a 2-hour period examination and answer those questions there when you have not been practicing? No way, you cannot answer those questions. Trust me, you can't answer. So you need just to study. There's nothing free on earth. There's nothing free and there's nothing which comes easy. You have to involve yourself in it. Okay? So I am going to show you, for those that are still watching, I'm going to show you a question which I believe that most of the GCE candidates for science failed this question. Why? Because of one, last minute learning, studying. Okay? Then failure to have concepts on topics. Okay? Failure to know the real concept, the main concept on a particular topic. For instance, let me go to this question here. When you look at this question, it is a very common question in most of the science questions for science paper 1. It's a very common question, but this year they decided not to ask it in the way they ask it. Okay? So they did not ask it in the way they ask it. And I'm pretty sure some GCE candidates answered it in a usual way this question is asked, because they were just trying to prepare themselves on the last minute. So when they looked at this question, whatever they prepared, they thought that was the question on this question, when in fact not. When you look at this one which says B1, B1 says figure B1.1 shows the main parts of measuring instruments found in a laboratory labeled as A and B. So figure B1.1 shows the main parts of measuring instruments found in a laboratory labeled as A and B. So there was a keyword which most of these candidates missed. Figure B1.1 shows the main parts. That one was missed. So the main parts of measuring instruments found in a laboratory labeled as A and B. So we have A and B. These are just showing the main parts of the measuring instruments A and B. So if you are used to seeing a full measuring instrument, but in this question they just decided to pick just the main part of that instrument, ignoring other parts which are not important. So when they did that, then the question came like, A, name instruments A and B. Okay? So for most of GCE candidates, they began solving, because most of the question on here, they are about the solving. So they began solving for A and also for B, when in fact it was asking them to name instruments A and B. So because they are used maybe to seeing the whole structure of an instrument, and when they just picked parts, they got confused. So this part that you see here, it is just the readings, the part where readings on a micrometer screw gauge are taken. So this A, actually, it is a micrometer screw gauge. Okay? So this one is a micrometer screw gauge. Then B, this part as well, was picked from the reading part on a vernier caliper. So B is actually a vernier caliper. Okay? Then we move to B. B, they're saying which physical quantity is measured by instruments A and B. So like these instruments we have mentioned or named already as micrometer, screw gauge, and the vernier caliper. What physical quantity do they measure? I believe that maybe 90% of the GCE candidates answered the thickness here. They had to put the thickness as the answer. This one technically is wrong. These two instruments, they don't measure thickness. Thickness is not a physical quantity. Thickness is an example of a physical quantity. So, which physical quantity is measured by these two instruments? It is actually length. So these instruments, they measure length. Okay? So, an example of a length they measure is thickness. In most cases, when we talk of diameter of a small wire, diameter of maybe a needle, so those are examples of thickness, which is length. Okay? Now, when we move to C, it says which instrument is most suitable to measure the thickness of a razor blade. Which instrument is most suitable to measure the thickness of a razor blade? So between A and B, which instrument would be suitable for measuring, most suitable for measuring the thickness of a razor blade? Definitely an instrument should be the one which is most accurate for measuring very thin objects. Because when you look at thickness of a razor blade, the thickness is very thin. So since that thickness is very thin, scientists have come or invented instruments, measuring instruments for length that are capable of measuring very thin thickness. So both of these instruments here, A and B, are used to measure thickness. But one of them is very suitable. So the one which is suitable is actually A. So which instrument it is? A actually. If you want, you can say instrument A. Okay? Or you can say micrometer screw gauge. Even if you name it here, no problem. Micrometer screw gauge. Okay? So you see, this is how simple this question was. Now, what has enabled me to answer this question is the fact that I know the concepts I teach and I know the concepts. And what made some of the students to answer these questions here, because they learned the concepts, they knew the concept, and then they applied the concepts to answer the question. Okay? Because they learned, they attended the tuitions. So, if you are one of those who failed science, it means that you did not begin the tuitions on time, you did not actually even maybe start tuitions, or you were not studying, and hence you ended up failing. Studying, my friends, is the only way to passing GCE or any examination. So, as the DMS online school, I do offer these lessons, these concepts, from topic 1 to the end of the topic. And in most cases, GCE candidates have a wrong understanding of the GCE examination, the General Certificate of Education Certificate, GCE. 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 General Certificate of Education. Okay? There's also school certificate. So, if you fail to make it in a school certificate, they give you a chance in GCE. The syllabus is the same, the one you did from grade 10 to 12. It is the same. So, as the DMS online school, we teach you the same from grade 10, 11, and 12. Okay? So that if there's any concept which you did not understand, which made you to fail in the first attempt of your examinations, then we are going to teach you that concept and you will be helped to know it. Okay? So if you want to be part and parcel of the DMS online school, the time is now. If you are to benefit and pass, the time is now. Of course, if you come 2 weeks before the exam and ask me, sir, I enrolled for GCE. Now with these two weeks, is it possible for me to prepare for the examination? I'll say yes. Why? Because I want money from you. I want money from you, and everyone likes money. So I'll tell you yes, but I'm offering tuitions at this amount. And because of your anxiety, worry, you are going to pay that amount, and I'm going to use your money knowing that this person is not going to make it. That is a fact. Just hoping that maybe it can help him or her, but very much convinced that if this person had nothing in their brain, and this is when they are starting, definitely there's nothing they are going to do. That I can tell you the truth. So the right time to start is this time around, so that you can have an opportunity to go through the concepts, and then after you have undergone through the concept, refresh your memories and have that we call aha moments to say, aha, this is why I failed. I did not understand this topic, this concept. Aha, this is why I failed. You should be having those aha moments. Okay? Aha moments are the beginning of revelation that you have started understanding the concepts. So, enroll now so that your money for tuitions does not go to waste. So, if you want to enroll for online tuitions, just WhatsApp me on 0977 92 41 75. Just WhatsApp, don't call. WhatsApp. Then you tell me you want online tuitions for science. Then I am going to consider you. But the amount that I charge is 150. But it has been reduced to 120 as a promotion. 30 kwacha removed. So you pay 120 per month, you start learning. You will see the benefit of your 120 other than the one you are going to come and pay at the end. So guys, remember to follow this page or channel, or actually TikTok page, so that you can watch some of the free videos that I post. You can also listen to any future updates that I may bring to you. So for you to be able to see any future updates, you must follow the page, subscribe to the channel, like, comment in the comment section, and also share to your friends. For now, thank you for watching. Bye, and see you in the next video. This has been your DMS Online School teacher. Bye.